Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Fire Force Season 3 episode number 2 reaction. So the previous episode, it was the beginning of Season 3 and the White Clad, especially Haumea, she almost like not almost but completely took control over the Empire and converted Burns by just reading his mind and replying with whatever is appropriate at that time, because basically like what Burns was thinking, she was giving an appropriate response to that, in a way, kind of like you could say, like kind of manipulating him and making him like convert to them. Like basically Burns is, because he's a very you could say, like he has like high faith. He was easily able, he was easily converted by Hamia, and now they're literally our enemies. We have what's his name, Obi, getting arrested, and now in the end we got to know that Burns is now planning to make him into an Inferno. So all these things are happening. Let's see what happens. Obviously our group, they will try to go and save him, and I guess we'll be probably asking for help from other like other platoons. I can expect Hibana to help. I can expect what's his name, Benimaru to help as well. Maybe some other help, external help we can get. Let's see what happens. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Fire. Oh boy, we're back here again. Yep. Oh, damn, he is just completely brainwashed. Oh yeah, he's seeing when he said that to Haumia. Okay, he's seeing that. Well, hmm. Yeah, because I just felt it. Yep. Prisoner. Oh, I was like, the flashback. So this is when they founded the right. Hmm. Um. He's like, what is that? Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But right. Wow. Hmm. Which is exactly what's happening now. Damn. Right. Hmm. Right. Well, yeah, we're leaving it now. For now, obviously. Yeah. Damn. I got startled for a moment. I was like, what's happening? Is someone attacking? Right. They're probably hitting him or something. Oh, wait, what? He's. Okay. Well, right. I thought they were torturing him or something. Never mind. Damn. Wow. He's not wrong. Well, he, he has time now. Yeah. You people just eat whatever is given to you, so. Yeah. Oh, Hibana's here. Yeah, what the heck? Okay. Gravel troop. Right. Yeah, he's thinking like if they might try to, or they're keeping an eye on Hibana as well. You can see that. Well, at least you could say Benimar wouldn't have trouble like because they're not affiliated with the Empire. Oh, are they here? You know what? That's possible. Oh no, never mind. I thought they came here. Hmm. Yeah. Well, crazy. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Tamaki is just what's happening? Why is she? Oh, she's okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, Joker. Oh, there he is. Well, he's here. Right. Yeah. Yeah, he can probably bring us to a place where the Empire won't be able to get us. Well, you have no choice. I was gonna say, wow. Oh, I see. Well, makes sense. So they operate from the silver. Oh wow, the crazy, the symbolism. Step into the shadow. Come on, dude. Hmm. Yeah, okay. Well, they're like, yep, everyday occurrence. Let's just ignore it. They don't have a choice, I think. Right. Secret base, yeah, literally written. Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, he kind of researched. Don't touch stuff. He's ready with his gun. Well, because he has been operating with us. That's why. But we don't know anything about Joker. Oh God. Yeah. Okay. What's genius? Choo penitentiary. Oh boy. Doubt in my faith was born. Right. Faith. Faith God. Okay, he's reading his mind and he's not lying. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, let's go. Who's Oh, this is that character. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is the first time we've seen her face gold. Oh my god. You know what? What if we kill the bugs before they get into our system? Can't we do that? Eh, yes. What the? Oh. What? Yeah. The way they showed it, the perspective was weird. Oh no, his delusion is going. Well, it just went home, you know. Oh boy. Okay. Hmm. What the hell is? Yeah, he has. Hero or devil. Hmm. Well, it aligns with his. Hmm. Obi. Damn. What is real and yeah, what is fake? Hmm. Oh damn. Yeah, because he's also a pillar. I don't think so. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Right. Oh my god, they're trying to. Right. Okay. Next episode, things are going to go crazy. Dang. And there you go. That was today's episode. So today we had our group meet up with Joker, and now we have kind of teamed up, and we will have to save Obi for now. And obviously the Burns and Haumia, they're planning on feeding, not feeding, but inserting the insect into Obi to make him into an infernal. And yeah, that's the current situation. Joker says that we cannot lose someone like Obi because being someone who has been in the shadow, I can ascertain who is a true light, and who is a fake one. So Obi's one of them, so we cannot lose someone like that. So right, and that is why we are on our way to save him. And yeah, we are literally knocking on their door. Now next episode, yeah, things are going to go like pop off. For example, I'm pretty sure like Burns will probably fight Burns eventually. Sheena will probably be the one, or maybe Joker, I'm not really sure who it will be facing off against Burns. It would make sense either way because like obviously we have the whole Joker's connection with Burns, so it wouldn't surprise me if Joker ends up fighting Burns by the end of it. Shinra also had certain situations, if you remember, in the previous seasons where he almost faced off against Burns but stopped midway. So I wouldn't be surprised if Shinra faces Burns either. Now we also met this another new character, Gold. I think that's what she called herself. She's also there, so I guess we'll have to deal with her as well. Haumia, I'm not sure if Haumia is there as well. If Haumia is there, then we'll have to deal with her as well. And I'm pretty sure Arthur will be the one facing against Haumia because Arthur's plasma is going to be effective. If Haumia's there, I'm pretty sure Sharon's there as well, so I guess we'll have to deal with him as well. So probably like this whole battle sequence will probably set off a chain reaction, which is just going to go crazy. So yeah, now let's see how this proceeds, and yeah, like what exactly happens. Um, Anyways, that was basically today's episode. A few other things to mention. First and foremost, we have obviously the Empire branding Company 8 as people who are apparently who has taken in, kidnapped Shinra, and like they're basically they're putting the word out that they're the ones who have betrayed the Empire. Obviously, that's not the case. But whatever you feed the people, they'll eat it because the people have no idea what's going on in the background. So they're just, yeah, like changing the whole narrative and like telling these lies to everyone. Um, right. Another thing to talk about here. Burns, as he said, he's not brainwashed. Hamiya said, if you weren't if you didn't come with us willingly, I would have brainwashed you. But Burns is like, nah, like I obviously you can see that Burns is very, I could say he has, quite a bit of faith. He is very faithful, a person of faith, and he is like a someone who like believes in the holy soul and all that. So he says that back then when he got into the Adola, he had felt this presence of the holy soul, and now the fact that the evangelist might be someone who's connected to that makes him think that the evangelist should be like introduced into the empire, and we should be together, work together. And what the evangelist is trying to do is basically make the whole planet of another sun and completely go into the flame itself, like return to our origins. Basically he's saying like we should follow that. So basically he Hamya kind of like I guess you could say like it's completely not really Hamya who changed or converted him. He probably had all these thoughts to himself for quite a long time after going to the Adola. He probably felt all of this, and and later on when Hamya showed him again, the Adola, he, as he said, he felt the presence of the Holy Soul in the evangelist. I think that's all that was needed, because he probably had his questions and doubts, and probably he was questioning himself. What Hamia did is basically answer his questions because she was literally reading his mind. Answer his questions properly and showed him the Adola, that like that part again, as we saw, and he literally got converted himself. You didn't even need to brainwash him, you know. So yeah, that's the thing. But obviously, like what he's doing is not really correct, and we will have to stop him. And that's why, like obviously Shinra and Joker, everyone is coming here. And yeah, there you go. Right. Anyways, that is basically today's episode. That's all that happened today. Nothing much happened. We had a few other scenes of Obi just doing push-ups and everything. We get an introduction to Gold, and they showed that Gold had the bug with her, and in the end they showed they were probably getting prepared to insert the bug into Obi. That's why they're like tying up his hands and everything. You saw that in the end. But obviously Shinraj and Joker are already here, so we will have to rush in there and break out Obi and stop the bugs from getting into him. Now, this is one thing I never really thought about, but as they introduce the bugs inside of you, what happens if we try to kill the bug before they get into us? I don't think that'll work. Probably it won't work. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure someone must have attempted to do that. But yeah. Anyways, that is what is happening here. Oh, by the way, all the platoons, they have their own situations going on. For example, Hibana is being like kept an eye on by the Empire, everyone, by the central, yeah, she's been kept an eye on because obviously Hibana cooperated with 8, platoon number 8, and that is why they're keeping an eye on her. And you can see there were a few people keeping an eye on her. You can see that. So I don't think Hibana can really do much at this point, but maybe something secretly. I would say like Benimaru's situation is way better than Hibana because Benimaru isn't really affiliated with the Empire in that way. They are like their own thing, and that is why a lot of the times you could see they tried to take out Benimaru, but they couldn't because Benimaru was this threat because he works on his own almost. He has like his own empire, like a individual place completely solely devoted to him, and the people and everyone over there are just faithful to him. So he's like this this anomaly in everything. Like all the other the companies, the central the Empire has like a reach on them. They have like a power on them, not Benimaru and his group. So Benimaru is kind of okay now in that regard at least, but obviously he will have to pick a side soon, and I doubt he's picking the Empire side. He never has, and at this point, after all that has happened, in no way is he picking the Empire side. So he's definitely going to help us out, but my question is, how will he do that? Will he keep quiet up until striking moment when he'll strike, or will he just go full on, like guns blazing in? Will he just get in and try to help us out like that? So that's my question. Let's wait and see. As for Hibana, I feel like Hibana is just going to do everything sneakily. She's definitely going to act as if he's not really doing anything, but she'll probably try to help us out from the background. So something like that. The other companies, I'm not really sure what anyone else is going to do. We don't really have that much of a relationship with the other companies. Not really that much, at least. The only 2 companies that we had a good relationship with their leaders are Benimaru and Hibana. So other than that, I'm not sure what the others are going to do, which side they're going to choose, and what they're going to do. Because obviously the thing is, even if you do not agree with Burns and what Burns and Hamia they're trying to do now, if you say something, you will be branded as traitors. So I feel like a lot of the companies will probably lay low, and even if they're not happy about it, they're not going to say anything up until a decisive moment when they can help us out and can do something. I think that's what majority of the company, that's what they're going to do. They're going to keep quiet up until a certain moment. Because if they try to do anything now, they'll immediately be hunted down. So they'll act as if everything is fine. They're still loyal to the empire, but later on, maybe when they realize that this is the perfect time to strike, maybe that's when they'll just flip completely. You know what? Let's wait and see. Right, and there you go. That was it. Again, nothing significant happened today. It's just like a calm before the storm, you could say, preparatory episode for whatever's going to come in the next episode. But yeah, that was basically it for today. Okay, and that was that. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see Shinra in the Adola. Captain Burns is there, and he sees Captain Burns telling. Obviously, Burns was talking to Haumea. When he was telling Haumea, let's introduce a bug into Obi. So Shinra saw that, and Shinra was like, "Oh, we don't have much time." So when everyone else was like planning on what to do, they were trying to obviously they're planning on leaving this place, like Company 8 for now. Shinra was like, I don't think we have time to gather information, guys. This is what I saw. And obviously, after that, we get a little bit of a flashback where we see Obi and Hinawa, both of them, when they first made the company. Obi asks Hinawa about his personal, life. Hinawa says that he's like brought by up, like he was raised by his father. His father died like last year or something. He said back then. And yeah, and also Obi was like, oh, do you have someone that you like, any type of person you're going out with or something? And he's like, no, like obviously not. This is a job where you can die anytime, so I don't want to make these type of connections, for now at least. Right. Anyways, so they talk about like how they want the company to be, and Obi says how he wants to make a company where everyone will share the same sentiment as him. They will work for justice, fight for justice, like, and try to right the wrongs of this society and all that. And he's like, I can't wait to see how this company becomes. And obviously now, fast forward, we have reached that position. We have reached that part. We have gathered a lot of people who share the same sentiment. But the problem now is that we will have to dip. And this is something that Obi said before as well, like there is a possibility that we might be branded as traitor anytime. It can happen anytime because of the nature of the job that they were doing. They are literally an 8 squadron, which is not supposed to exist. Their existing, the main reason of existence is so that they can act as a third party from all of this, a neutral party, and see whether what's going on is correct or incorrect. So anytime possible, they might be branded as traitor and hunted down. So he knew this was going to come someday, and here we go. We are already here. So last time we say goodbye to the station, the fire station, and we leave. And then we move on to Obi, where Obi has been obviously made prisoner, but he's just doing push-ups, and he's like, "Oh, can you give me water?" And he's like, "I have nothing else to do here. Let me out, or else I'll just do more push-ups and get more buffed up." Right. What's funny? Like he just this is what he literally does every time, right? Like when he has any type of spare time, he just works out. So for him, this is perfect. Like he has plenty of time, and he can just work out. He's not gonna get bored. He'll just do different exercises like push-ups, sit-ups. I don't know, something else. Like he's gonna do. Yeah. So he's chill. But obviously, he is still thinking about like everyone in the 8 squadron and what they're doing and everything. He's concerned about them, we could see. Right. Now later we get to see the news is giving this false narrative. So basically, here we go. This is what they're saying. Captain Akitaru Obi of Special Fire Force Company 8 has been arrested under suspicion of abducting and holding captive Mr. Shinra Kusakabe, a holder of the Adola bus said to be a holy flame. Right. Great. This is some crazy thing. Like wow. Anyways, and obviously people are just eating it up. We also had what was his name? His name was Ogun or something, right? That was his name, right? Wait a minute, let me check. Uh, yeah, Ogun. I was right. So we have Ogun, and then there's this other guy. I don't know. I forgot his name. He was that guy we saw, like in the previous season. That other guy was like, oh, like like, and Ogun was like, no, something is wrong. Something is going on. This is getting weird. Because obviously Ogun worked with us. He would know us better. Like yeah. So he like literally worked with us. He know everyone in the company. He knows how they are. Like yeah. So there you go. Now after that we see him what was her name? Hibana, right? For a moment I forgot her name. We see Hibana as well, just doing her thing, and we see that the other guy, that triangular cone head guy, I don't know his name. He's like, oh, like now that they have been captured, I hope you just refrain from trying to help them, because if you try to do that, they will get us. But Hibana's like keeping quiet. She's not really saying anything, but obviously you can see that she does want to help, but I guess she'll probably do it secretly. Same with Benimaru as well. Benimaru is just not really sure what is going on. He asks what was his name? His friend, his Konro or something like that. I forgot his name. He asks him about like Company 8, and yeah, he's kind of concerned about Company 8 as well. And while we see like the whole place is just blockaded, like the whole Fire Force department, Company 8, building is just blockaded. This like heavy security is crazy, everything's going crazy, and they're trying to find them out. Obviously they have the matchbox with them, so they think that they can easily get them. Now while all of this is happening, we are in hiding, but obviously Licht brings Joker out, and he's like, finally, now that you guys are here on our side, we can now be free with each other. So he brings out Joker, and Joker's like, yeah, you guys took too long. I was waiting for this day. And one thing Joker says, which he says later on, as when Shinra was like, oh, like, why are you helping us? And he's like, I knew that you are going to join us eventually because of the nature of the stuff that you do. He says like, it's weird that it took this long. It would have happened way before, which I can see what he's saying. He knew that like, this would have happened eventually, because Company 8 is a company, like I said, who is in a position where they could get hunted down, branded traitor anytime. So he knew that this was going to happen, and he was ready to kind of, I guess you could say, just bring them in to his side and like welcome them to the shadows. That's why he was waiting, especially for Shinra, as you said, and that's why up until now all the conversation that he had with Shinra was always him saying stuff like, oh, like what are you, devil, or a like a hero, and like, and all the other this type of cryptic things he used to say. And he kind of low-key helped Shinra a lot of the times as well because of that, like so right. And he was like, I knew you're going to come here eventually because this is what happens, so that's why I was just ready. Right. Anyways, so Joker, everyone's obviously a little bit skeptical at the beginning, but obviously Joker is like, guys, you don't have any choice. Like, you're in the light now, but people are hunting you down. You have to come to the shadows. And come, like, let's get inside the sewers. That's our place. So they go inside the sewers, and this is like their hideout, their location. Um, right. And now, obviously, he's like, what should we do? And Shinra and Arthur are both like, let's help Obi. So he's like, okay, let's do it then. So they mention where Obi is. Obi is like in a place where, here we go, the Tokyo Empire's most heinous criminals and ideological offenders are all thrown in there. Here we go. What was the name of the place? Fuchu Penitentiary. So yeah, he is over there, and there you go. Now after that, we had that section of Hamia and Burns' conversation where Hamia said that if you didn't come with us, I would have brainwashed you. But Burns is basically like, like you don't need to do that. I just followed my faith. He said, like, I've always been a person of faith, and like, as soon as I went and saw the Dola, I sensed that presence, and now I sensed God through evangelist. So I think we should follow what the evangelist is doing. That is why I'm going along with your, like, with what you guys are doing, because that's what my faith is telling me to. So yeah, and Hamia reads his mind, and she's like, he's not lying. He actually is, like, doing this because of his faith. There's no brainwashing, nothing going on. you know so right, anyways, so basically now he is of the same um same, like, idea that all the other people were saying up until now. He wants us to just return to the fire. So he's saying like, spontaneous combustion is but a trial bestowed upon humans in order for us to reach the sun. And that's why he's like, let's introduce a bug into Obi and make him go back to the sun, back to our origin, or whatever. So yeah, basically that's what is going on. So his faith completely just made him change his whole thing. Yeah. Anyways, that was that. After all of that, after that scene, we have Joker and Shinra like go off solo. Not solo, duo, because there's two of them, I guess. Go off, and all the others will be joining them. And Joker is on a bike. Shinra obviously can just fly, so it's not any problem for them. They go off, and yeah. And while all of this is happening, we meet with Gold. I think that was her name, and she talks about how everything can be bought by money and this and that. And she's like, but like, money can destroy people, money can make people, but I don't use money for that. I am Gold. Yeah. There you go. And she's like, you have to become an infernal, so that's why I'm here. She's ready with the bug, and there you go. That is that. Next, we move on to the rest of the company. Like, they're moving towards where Shinra and Joker are going. So like, they're walking. We have a little bit of Arthur's delusion. He looks at a lizard, and he starts looking, goes into this delusional world of dragons where he's a knight ready to fight dragons and all that. Anyways, moving on. You know, that was that. We have Joker's conversation with Shinra, and Shinra. Obviously, the most, like, biggest question he has in his head: why are you helping us? At which he's like, oh, it's just something that aligns with what I want to do. Also, he says that I think Obi is a real deal. He is true, to himself. He's someone that this empire needs, and we cannot lose him. So that is why I don't want him to become an infernal. Also, you're also one of the other persons, one of the other persons that I think of the same. You are also someone that we should not lose. And that is why he had his eyes set on Shinra from the very beginning. He, gave these cryptic messages to him, telling him that, oh, come to this side or whatever. Uh, but yeah, he's like, I knew it was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time that you are going to be branded. You and your company would be branded traitor, and you'll just have to come with me. So, it just took a bit extra time. I thought it would happen way quicker. But now that you're finally here, I was ready. So, there you go. And he also says, like, how all the pillars have a guardian. I can be your guardian. I can protect you. At which Shinra's like, I don't need that. I've gotten a lot more stronger fighting with Benimaru, so I can handle myself. And I guess it's true. Like, I never thought about it. All the other what's the name? All the other pillars have a guardian. For example, we have Hamia, have Karon. We have who else? Inca. Inca has that girl. That blue-haired girl. I forgot her name. I think she's her protector, right? Yeah. We have I forgot that guy's name as well. That little kid, the little kid who got who became like like the pillar because of Rekka's that whole nonsense that Rekka did. His protector is that guy, Krona or something like that. His name was, if you remember. Like he is a skeptical. He's a very weird dude. In season 2 we saw that, but I guess he is his protector or guardian. What? Who else are the pillars? How many pillars are there? Oh, Show. Show's pillar is Show's guardian is Arrow. I'm pretty sure. What else? These are all the pillars we have, right? Oh, I guess we also have Amaterasu, but Amaterasu doesn't really have a pillar, a guardian, because she's literally in the Amaterasu, right? So I don't think she has a guardian, or maybe she had once. Now she doesn't have it. She's just, yeah, I guess. So the first pillar is Amaterasu, right? Second pillar is Hamea, whose guardian is Karon. Third pillar is like Sho, yeah, whose guardian is Arrow. Fourth pillar is Shinra, who you can kind of say like Joker maybe. Fifth is that kid, whose guardian is Corona. Sixth is Inca, whose guardian is that blue-haired girl. And I think that's it. There's no more other pillars. So we already have quite a few pillars. I think like there's like 2 or 3 more pillars left after this that we might get. Right. So, anyways, I guess we'll have to see. Either way, yeah. So it makes sense. Like like if you can kind of say like Joker is like the guardian of Shinra, because from the very beginning, from season 1, he has been kind of helping him out now and then. You can yeah. So you can say that. Either way, that was that, and finally we bump like crash into the place. We are ready to go and deal with everyone here, save Obi, while Obi is being strung to the wall, like like with a chain. You can see that, and they're getting ready to feed him that thing. Yeah. You know what? I never thought about it, but what if they put the bug in what's his name, in Obi, and Obi doesn't become an Infernal. He's actually also one of the pillars. He becomes one of the pillars. That will be crazy, because he, like it wouldn't surprise me if that happens, because he's one of the only people who is unpowered, right? Like there are other people who's unpowered as well. Like for example, Sister Iris is unpowered, right? Yeah, I think that's the only other character in Company 8 who's unpowered. Like Sister Iris and Obi. So I wouldn't be surprised if this happens and Obi becomes an Infernal. It becomes a pillar. That'll be crazy if that happens, because this dude without any power is crazy. If he gets some kind of Adola burst, that will be insane. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it will be crazy if that happens. So yeah, let's wait and see. That is it. That was my reaction to episode number 2 of Fire Force Season 3. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Fire Force. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.